can get my camera set up correctly. One sec, guys. Okay. We will wait for some people to join. Now that that's good, I have decided to go live again just randomly because I came out here to trim this tomato tree that I'm going to call it. It's a tomato bush, but yeah, it's a tree. So I thought while doing that, I would make a video, but then I thought it'd be too much to set up. So I thought I would just go live and then see who jumps on. Hi, how are you? How is the weather out there in the other parts of Arizona? I decided to randomly go live so that then I can answer questions and to trim this guy because it looks gross. So this is my San Marzano tomato, and it is starting to get some red tomatoes on it. I don't know if you guys can see that a little bit. It's starting to get like a few red tomatoes on it. And the plant looks really unhealthy. And it's because we had like some hot temperatures and it was crazy. So now it's cooled down and it's overgrown. So I'm gonna kind of trim it down so that then it's a little bit happier. Cloudy in SoCal and in the 60s. We are finally back to like the 80s. It's gonna be 81 today. Thank God, because it has been blazing hot. Hi, how are you, Erica? So I am going live today because I'm trimming this big thing. It's crazy. I'm trying to see if you guys can see it. So how's everybody doing? Like, what do you guys want to talk about today? So when I'm trimming it, I'm trimming the extra leaves, not the side shoots, because I try to keep the side shoots to have maximum amount of tomato growth, being the case that I am in a small space garden. Hi Mark, hi Diane, how are you guys doing? I am trimming my tomato plant finally, now that it's like sick and gross. I am also using this too, guys, for compost, because I'm trying to make my own compost out on our homestead. And so I'm going to use all of like the extra leaves and stuff like that to take out there. So I have a trash can over here that I'm just piling all of the extra stuff in my garden, so that then when we put in our beds, because hopefully our garden space will be cleared this weekend, so that then we can do that. I'm waiting for Home Depot delivery as we speak for soil, getting the watermelon patch ready. Oh, I cannot wait to have a watermelon patch. That is like one thing I really miss about my grandma's garden, is because she always would let me plant like either watermelon or honeydew, which could grow huge in her garden, and I couldn't really have it in my garden. So I miss that. It's probably going to be one of the first things that I plant next summer out on our homestead. One of the red chard is already starting to bolt. They don't handle temperatures above 80. You know, so it's kind of crazy because chard here does really well if I just have like regular chard. Like it'll last in the garden longer than everything else. Like it'll get sick a little bit, but if I put some shade cloth over it, it does pretty well. So maybe try a little bit of shade cloth if it hasn't already started bolting. Usually once it's like started bolting, then that's just all it wants to do. Good morning, how are you? So yeah, so I hope that you guys saw my video on our land update. I'm so excited about our pond going in. I feel like that's probably one of the most things I'm really truly excited about, just because I love water. Like even though I'm like a desert creature, I really do love water, like ponds, lakes. We have a lot of those actually in Arizona. So I love being by the water, at the lake, all those things. I'm trying to restream that back up. This thing is huge, guys. It's really huge. Hello, hi. Good to see you. So somebody had asked, or they commented on one of the videos that I did out at the land, saying that they thought that I was destroying a lot of the the habitat for a lot of the animals out there by clearing the land. And one good thing about land clearing, guys, is that you can then go back and restructure how that land is and put things that like aren't invasive, because we had a lot of invasive plants that are on our land that aren't there naturally. They've just been brought there over time by seeds, by birds, and all that. So they've kind of taken over the natural habitat of the area in general. So by us creating a space, especially for water, that is going to be huge for a lot of the animals out there that don't have that option for water. Because although it does fill up during monsoon, there's a river out by us, but it doesn't stay. So, because it's not anything that's like, it's a natural river. So it's not anything that holds water. Will I be putting fish in my pond? Yes, I'm going to be putting fish. I am taking suggestions from everybody. I've been looking at different things that we can have here in Arizona, and I also need kosher fish too. Everybody said put catfish, but we can't eat catfish because it's not kosher. But I was thinking of maybe just putting some catfish in there to be able to handle some of the population of things that we can't eat, because people said that things like trout are very invasive. Trouts are kosher and they are delicious to me, but I don't know if we could handle like a huge population. And they do grow well in Arizona. There's a couple of like hatcheries here too. What are some of the other questions? Forget to wear you know what? I am going to have the worst smelling hands, and yes, tar all over my hands. I did not do that. Forgot about that. And I actually have a work meeting coming up, so that should be fun. My clients know I'm a gardener. Do you want to come to my house in Apache Junction to get some moringa seeds for your new property? Yeah, you know what? I would take you up on that because I feel like my moringa is no longer with us. Like, although I thought that the other one was no longer with us, and like my grapevine, and that one survived, but I feel like the moringa I probably officially killed. So yeah, I probably would take you up on that. Email me. And so excited for you and your husband to get on your land. Can't wait for new videos. I'm really excited to take you guys out there and kind of show what all we have going on, and for there not to be such city noise. As you guys can hear, there's probably city noise. Although there is wind. The wind is pretty crazy out there, especially being in the mountains. But it's better than, you know, that motorcycle that was just there. Congrats, Oh, I have heard that bass do really well out here. Actually, it's in a lot of our lakes. Like, I think there's bass in Lake Pleasant, which we aren't actually too well. We're a couple, maybe like an hour or two from Lake Pleasant. So I heard that that does pretty well out here. I also heard that bass eat everything because they get huge. So I'm a little afraid to put too many bass in there. You can email me. It's myteambenson@gmail.com. But yeah, I would love some moringa seeds because I do want to have those. I use a lot of moringa for plant medicine, which if you guys want me to bring back medicinal Fridays, I feel like they always get shadow banned. So I stopped doing them as much. Yeah, this tomato tar is already happening. But I do think that they're useful, so I don't mind doing them. So if you guys want me to bring that back, let me know. So yeah, so what are you guys planting in your gardens? Talk to me. Let me know what you got going on. I want to know. I can't believe how crazy this tomato plant got. I planted it thinking it was only probably going to get like yay high, and it grew just as crazy as I feel like my black cherry tomato grows, which we still have so many bags in the freezer, guys. It is ridiculous the amount of black cherry tomatoes we still have in our freezer. I can't believe that that plant grew like that last year. So this one will be nice and happy as soon as I get it cleaned up. I really shouldn't have done this when I have a meeting in like an hour. I should have put on gloves, guys. But we can't win them all. It's fine. And it's better to have, you know, good healthy food than worrying about having sticky fingers. I ordered grapevines last year in my gardener. I noticed grapes are forming the other day. Yeah, that's exciting. You know, my grapevine looks like I'm getting like a little patch of grapes coming in on it. I'm like, this is my first year really growing grapes. One of the reasons why I was trying to learn how to grow grapes here in my small space desert garden is because we make wine. Well, Mr. Benson makes wine. I supportively help. But he makes a really great wine, and he actually makes one of the only red wines. I can drink, like, because I'm allergic to most red wines. Usually kosher for Passover wines, red wines I can do, but most like just red wines I'm allergic to. And he makes them in a certain way that it has less sulfites in it or no sulfites in it. So then I'm able to drink it. So we wanted to have a really big like row of grapes so that then he can make me wine. I have 13 tomato starts. That is a lot of tomatoes. I love that though, but yeah, that's a lot of tomatoes. I've dropped all kinds of flower seeds. Oh, I love that. I want to have more flowers on our homestead because having my medicinal bed here right now and seeing all the flowers in there just makes me so happy and makes me want to smile. Flowers, cucumbers, tomatoes, squash, zucchini, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, that, onions, herbs, collards. You're gonna have an amazing garden. I can already see the amazingness coming up. It says, hey, I'm about to be potting up my garden with white beans, bush beans, bell peppers, and some collards. That sounds yummy. That sounds really, really yummy. I make a black eyed pea okra tomato stew that we put like I put like little like meatballs in it, and it's so good, so good. I think okra, tomato, and black eyed peas go really well together. And then when I don't have okra, I do it with collard greens, and I think that's really good too. Love a good wine. Yes, me too. Me too. I used to just think it was because I was Jewish, but no, everybody loves a good wine. Thanks. I will definitely check my email today and get with you today. Thank you so much. Yes, I really do want those seeds. So have you worked on herbs? What does it say? I have to work on my herbs kind of late this year. Yeah, get those herbs started. The nice part about herbs, guys, is that you can get them started in the house and just kind of be growing them all year long. And then whenever you have the chance, then put them out and put them wherever like you want to put them. But you can get them started in the house, grow them for as long as possible in the house. You don't even have to transplant them outside if you really don't want to. This thing is huge. So huge. I should have given this way more tender love and care before it grew into a wild beast. But we all didn't make those good choices in the beginning, so now it's a wild beast. I just can't eat okra at all. No! You know, if you fry it a little bit, then it makes it to where it's not as slimy. And then that way you don't have that kind of like slimy texture to it. But I don't know, I love okra. I could eat okra raw, guys. Like, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you guys know that when I get my okra in, a lot of times I'm just out here eating okra. Like, that's just what I do with my life during that time. Guys, this thing is so huge. I'm trying to find where it all went when it was growing to see if I could get it somewhat back up on the trellis, but I don't know. Look at that. That is just one crazy vine that has decided to live its best life. So we're just going to clip all of the dead off of here. Now this isn't, what do you call it? It's not blight that's on here, like the yellow parts. Here, I'll show you guys one up close. This isn't blight. This is actually just from the sun and me not watering it when it needed to be watered. One of the things I'm going to be doing with my summer garden is I'm going to be planting things that only can really, really hold up to these Arizona temps, because we are going to be going back and forth a lot, which is going to be so much fun because we'll be able to go out to the land and that will be a lot of fun, but I don't want my garden to be destroyed. So, I don't know, I'm trying not to break vines, guys. So I'm going to be more intentional with my summer garden, and there probably won't be as much as you guys are used to seeing in my summer garden. I should have got some more clips before coming over here and starting this live. Oh my goodness. I am going to reek of tomatoes. I can already feel it. Let's see. This thing is wild, guys. You know what's going to be nice? Having a bigger space, even though small spaces give you a lot. Hello, more Arizona peeps. That's amazing. The stew sounds yummy. I'm waiting for my broccoli pods to dry out so I can, you know, I always plant my okra in underneath my broccoli and get it started that way. I feel like it kind of helps it kind of get going and kind of protects it in the beginning when it's still kind of chilly outside. But I've always planted it like in the same spot, like right over there is where my okra goes and my broccoli goes. They just kind of rotate. Oh, I just broke a branch. I broke a big branch. Luckily, tomato plants are pretty forgiving, so hopefully that one is fine, but we will see. We will see, guys. This thing is just crazy. I'm about to add asparagus to my garden. So I really want to add asparagus and also artichokes out to on our homestead. Those are the two things. If you guys remember when I was walking down that like little path and there was like a little section before I showed you guys the opposite side of our land, there is a big section that is between our two driveways, and I want to plant either asparagus there or I want to plant some artichoke there. I haven't decided, but it'll be a huge section that could just be devoted just to one of those two. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Will you be using light shade cloth this summer? Yes, I will be using some this summer here in my small space garden. I won't be planting a lot of things that require it. So like things like my Armenian cucumber don't need shade cloth. A lot of my like my red long noodle beans won't need shade cloth. So I will be planting stuff like that that just don't require the shade cloth, but I do plan on putting up some. The only worry I have is that since we monsoon here in Arizona, that we're going to be out on the homestead and our shade cloth is going to be down the street, because that will happen in the midst of a giant haboob, which if you guys have never seen that, it's like a giant wall of sand that blows through your entire city. Like the whole city gets engulfed like by a big giant wall of sand. That's a haboob. They're kind of fun, but yeah, they will take everything off. Like we've had like shade cloth blowing down the streets, so you want to kind of get all that stuff down before that happens. And the fun part is that you don't really know when that's gonna happen. It's just like, hey, surprise, it's a haboob. Remember to give the video a thumbs up. Yes, please, everybody, give the video a big thumbs up for me. That means a lot to me, and it does really help out my channel. I appreciate that. Will it be will we be doing, so I do think I want to do the asparagus from seed. The nice part about this really feeling like our forever home is that I don't feel rushed by things. Like I always felt rushed here in my garden here in the city, because it was like, well, you know, I have to get this done and then I have to get this done and I need space for this, I need space for that. Well, now I kind of feel like I don't really have to do, like I don't have to make room for things. So I do want to make sure I'm giving things their dedicated spaces, and because they can live there for a long period of time now, which is a really great feeling and a really different feeling. So it's given me like a whole new world to think about where I could put stuff. I got my black cherry tomatoes. Oh, have fun with that. You're going to have black cherry tomatoes for days. Seriously, one of my favorite tomatoes I've ever grown. I always grow it every year. This is the first year I haven't grown it in so many years because I got the most ridiculous bumper crop. Like we have so many bags in our freezer, and we were giving them to neighbors. Like our neighbors were just coming, because I would be on a ladder on the opposite side trying to get this side of it, and our neighbors would just be standing there and I'd just be handing them big buckets of black cherry tomatoes. So good luck with that. You're gonna have fun and you'll have a billion and you'll probably make a lot of new friends. I ordered some garden seeds from Melissa the Desert. Oh, I will have to look her up. I have never heard of her before, so I'll have to look her up and see what kind of seeds she has. Just remember that artichoke are thistles. If you aren't there and they go to seed, they will open up. Yeah. You know, I want to grow a lot of artichoke too, because I want to have some just for the bees. So we don't have a lot of flowering things out there right now, and so we're probably going to be getting bees that we're going to, you know, we're just going to have like as our bees. But if you plant it, they will come, is what I've realized about even growing here in my small space garden that this was all desert, guys. I live at the base of a mountain right now, so pretty much kind of the same kind of terrain that we have on our homestead. And there was none of this. There was no bees, there was no butterflies. We rarely saw birds. We rarely saw any real life out here because it was just so dry, hot, and there was nothing out here. But over the years of me planting stuff, it's kind of like I have my own like little oasis out here in my garden. And there will be dry everywhere else because everywhere else in my neighborhood is dry, like rocks, regular like a desert. And then here in my garden there'll be all these like little bees and these hummingbirds and crows, and they all just kind of live here. Like some of them find sanctuary here, some of them just come here in the morning and get water, some of them hunt all of like the insects like the cabbage loopers and stuff like that. But it created like a little sanctuary, and so that's what I'm hoping to do out on our homestead too. Have you chosen a spot for your orchard? No, I have not yet. So we have really thick brush on our land, and it is hard to kind of get through it and walk through it. And so the about, I would say, maybe 30 acres of our land we haven't even been on. Like, we know we own it, we know it's there, and we can see it from the top of the mountain, but we haven't walked through it to decide where we want things to go. So we have a couple places because I do want to get like our mulberry. Guys, look at this mulberry tree. Isn't that ridiculous how huge that thing has gotten? And it's in a pot, and it is trying to bust out of that pot. Like, the guy at the AZ worm farm, when I told him that I had it in a pot, he started laughing. And he goes, yeah, that's going to bust through that in like probably another year. And he's right. It is definitely trying to make its exit out into the world. So we definitely want to put that somewhere. We want to put the grapevine somewhere. The dwarf Mexican lime, we want to put that somewhere. And the sugarcane, that'll probably be somewhere close. But I do want like a full orchard. As you guys know, it is a very Jewish family thing to plant every Tu B'Shvat, plant trees. So we want to make sure that we're doing that. And it's going to be nice because we usually send money to plant trees in Israel. So it'll be nice to be able to plant trees on our own land as well. Like, it's going to be fun to be able to have like a family tradition for that. I feel like I'm making progress, but then I look at it and then I feel like it's not making progress. This is what we're looking like so far. You guys see this? Like, it seems like a big hole right here, but we're cleaning it up a lot. It's gonna need some water after all of this. Let's see. Just got boundary survey for 2 acres in the high desert, California. It feels so good to have land. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where, like, here in the city, I know I own this home, but it doesn't really feel like I own the home. It feels like I'm always getting yelled at by my HOA about something, or like my neighbors are just right there, and it doesn't really feel like home. When we're out on our homestead, even though we don't even have a house out there right now, it seriously feels like home. It just feels like that's where we should be. That's where we're gonna be. We could see raising our kids there and just making a life there, and it has a whole new vibe to it. So you are gonna definitely love having your land and being able to have that. This is gonna be so much. So my idea, guys, is to just bring up dead leaves every single time. Every single time I'm gonna bring up dead leaves because I'm putting up my garden beds out there so that then they're at least starting, like I can compost in them. Because when I tried composting the first time, I just made a pile, and that pile was eaten in like 5 seconds because we have wild deer out there, white-tailed deer, we have mountain lions, and we have burros out on our land. So yeah, anything you put out there, if it's delicious, they're like, oh, what's that? That looks delicious. And yeah, so luckily our garden is going to be protected though. And I'm hoping that I can just stick things in the raised beds, and that will help protect it a lot too. What else do you guys have? I'll have figs and Pakistani mulberries. I so want to have Pakistani mulberries. I'm getting a big tree from the AZ Worm Farm because they have amazing Pakistani mulberries there. So if you guys are in Arizona, haven't been to the AZ Worm Farm, make sure you stop by there because they have really, really good Pakistani mulberries. So I'm gonna get some of those. Those are delicious. but you need a lot of room for those because those things will take over. Like if you're planting that tree is like, it gets to the size of like a weeping willow. I remember weeping willows when I was growing up. So I grew up mainly in Germany, and then we moved to Kentucky. We moved back to the United States. And weeping willows were always my favorite, even though you get chiggers in weeping willows. Those things that crawl underneath your skin. Yeah, that's the nightmare that I had as a child. But they're beautiful and they give you, but there's so much space, like they're so huge. So that is a regular Pakistani mulberry. Have about 10 varieties of tomatoes. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of tomatoes. You're gonna have tomatoes for days. You're gonna be canning forever with that many. So, have you guys grown figs here in Arizona? Because I've seen some people do it. I know, like, I think it's Danielle from, she's the one with the goats, Weed 'em and Reap. She has figs, and I've seen her garden, like her orchard in her front yard, and it looks pretty cool. So, I'm thinking that I can do that. But guys, oh, I forgot to mention, I found out something crazy that we will get snow on our land for like 2 or 3 days. You guys know I am a desert girly and not a snow girly. So that's crazy. They didn't say that when we bought it. But I guess it only happens every now and then, and it's not like something that sticks, which I mean makes sense because even down here in like Phoenix, we'll get cold enough, and sometimes we get a lot of hail that looks like snow, and sometimes we'll get snow in like Scottsdale. It only stays for like a couple of like hours and then it goes away, but they were saying this year it stayed for like 3 days. So you guys will see me in a giant parka because I don't like to be cold. So yeah, there'll be that. Didn't know that in the beginning, but now we know, so there we are. I want a fig tree to add. Yeah, I think that's going to be so much fun to grow figs because I like fig Newtons. I think they're delicious. I made a bird garden with fig cuttings. You know, I want to grow those gourds that grow the big bird houses so that then we can start making bird houses out on our land because one, I think that'll give it good sanctuary for the birds. And two, how cool is it that you can grow like a birdhouse? I think that that's amazing. So I have those seeds and I have been saving them for years. So hopefully they're still good. Which, don't be afraid to plant seeds that you've had for years, guys. I remember thinking in the beginning that I could only plant seeds like after like a year or two and then it would like go bad. It doesn't go bad. Like sometimes the germination rate goes down a little bit, but they definitely don't go bad and you can get it. I think I remember seeing in my gardener planting like seeds from 80 years ago or 82 or something like that, and they actually germinated and he grew the plants, which was pretty cool. We are making some headway. I probably should stop this and get ready for work, but I think we're making some headway. It's one of those things that once you start trimming a tomato plant, you just get so into it and you don't want to stop. That's me right now. I'm seeing the progress and I'm feeling the vibe, and I just want it to be healthy and happy, which right now it currently is not. Oh, yay! Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. That's a lot. I really appreciate that. Yes, I have fig trees and they grow well out in our climates. Good. Maybe so guys, I was really sad about not being able to do the seed swap because they're now illegal here in Arizona, and they're illegal in a lot of cities and our states, and our state is one of them. So I was really upset about doing that. I actually do events for a living, and I was thinking of maybe putting together a gardener's event where then we can do it in person, and then nobody would get in trouble by sending seeds to other people's cities. Because not only am I worried about it being illegal for me, but I'm also worried about it being illegal for other people because it's illegal in like 27 states. Like, how crazy is that? So would you guys be interested if I did a live event? Because I've talked to places like Daisy Worm Farm and stuff like that about hosting it for me, and then just kind of putting it together and maybe bringing out like some other gardeners, some other farmers, like people that do like preserving, all those kind of things, but focus on like hot desert climates So then that way we can all help each other, ask each other, and like trade seeds. Because as we know, we can get seeds from everywhere, but getting seeds that have been grown in the desert do way better. So if you guys think that you'd be interested in something like that, comment and let me know, and then I can see if maybe we can get something put together. Oh, this is the bottom of it. I feel like I'm starting to get itchy. I'm gonna be in this meeting, guys, like scratching, and then they're gonna think I'm weird, but it's okay. It's okay. I am making progress though. I see it. Oh, I made my first mistake. Cut off the first thing of tomatoes. I had avoided cutting tomatoes this entire time. I think these might be big enough though. If I put them on the countertop, they will ripen up. But oh no, I see a little bit. I don't know if that's blossom end rot coming in. The other ones don't have it, or if it's just the way that that was sitting, because this was sitting on the ground. So it probably just had like water or something like that. But I am probably going to give this plant a little bit of calcium. Normally I don't give my plants calcium. And when I say calcium, I mean I'm just going to get some eggshells, grind them all up, and soak them in water with some bananas. So like some potassium into calcium. And just kind of keep blending that. Like I keep blending it until I make like a paste. And then I dig a little hole around the plant and like around the roots. And then I just dump it in there. Some people do like Tums and stuff like that, but I don't really like what Tums do to my body, so I don't really want to do that to my plants. So I find that works. I always bury all types of stuff in my tomato plants. Like at the base of this, there was like a fish head from Rosh Hashanah. There was some eggs, some other stuff like buried at the bottom of this. So usually I don't typically have to provide any more calcium, and that could just be inconsistent watering too, or it could just be that the fact that it was sitting on the ground. So I don't know, but we'll take precautions because this looks like it's going to be my only delicious tomato plant. My other little ones I'm not too fond of. Green tomato pickles. That sounds delicious. That's not cool. It's crazy how we can do. Yeah, I was really upset about that, guys, because the whole thing with when it came to me doing the seed swap, it was for like being in memory of my mom, because my mom passed away and she loved tomatoes. And some of you guys are still growing my mom's tomatoes to this day, which when I originally started the seed swap, those were my mom's actual tomato seeds from her garden. So we were supposed to plant them out again because my mom went blind. And so we were supposed to plant them out again, and like, because she had saved them from her garden, her original garden, and then she passed away, and I had all of these seeds. So that's where I got the idea of sharing the seeds with everybody. So some of you guys are planting seeds that my mom actually held in her hand. So that's amazing, and it's so precious to me that you guys are able to do that. And we also helped a lot of families because the extra seeds from the seed swap and seeds that seed companies donated to me, like Survival Garden Seeds donated a lot of seeds to me. Those seeds went to families in need. So I think altogether during the time that we were doing it with the big seed swap, we helped about, I want to say at least over 500 people with starting gardens for their families, like people in need. And we sent them seeds all over the world. Like those seeds went everywhere. So it was a huge like passion project to me. Like I still, like if people text me or email me and ask me for seeds, I still send them out, like put together care packages, and I send them out for families. But it's not like it was before because I don't have like the support that I had before with it being like a big like thing that we had going on. Let's see. Hey, we got the naked gardeners in here. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. We still need to do a chili off because, you know, I love some good chili. And even though I'm from Arizona, we make good chili. So we still need to do that. Guys, this plant, it is starting to get hot. Well, it's not getting hot. I think it's only going to be like 81 degrees, but the sun's hitting it. So it's like, please stop cutting on me. So I think I might have to stop cutting it for today. But let me show you what the progress looks like. Look at that. We got like some little space for some air in there. But I think I'm going to be done with clipping on it for right now. Well, I think I'm gonna go to work and probably try to get all of these tomato things off my hands. My hands feel like sticky right now, but I appreciate you guys all jumping on the live with me. When I say a package, I mean a collection. Nice. That is, collections are always wonderful. But I appreciate you guys jumping on the live with me and talking to me. It made pruning that itchy tomato fun. So I appreciate that you guys were able to do that. Don't forget to like the video for me. That really, really helps. And big thank you for the super chat. That was very, very nice of you. Let me see who... It is God Garden and Gratitudes. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Any of my super chats go directly to my homestead, so I appreciate that. But until next time, guys, I will see you guys later. Keep growing your gardens. Hog Sameach to everybody that is celebrating Passover. And yeah, bye, guys. And yeah, chili off. We're doing it. Even if I have to come down, we're doing it. All right, bye, guys. I don't know how to turn this thing off.